Hey again, everyone. Jeff Piroshot here. Thanks for tuning into my channel. And we're going to talk about Hammer Bowling's big news from today. Hammer has announced the new blue hammer. So if you haven't been living under a rock, you know that the PBA Tour, the Professional Bowlers Association, has banned traditional urethane balls starting in January of 2024. And I shouldn't actually say banned, they've changed the rules. So as of January 6th, I think it is, the hardness now required on a traditional urethane ball goes up to 78 from where it was now, I think 73 or something like that. So urethane balls are going to have to be harder. What that means is all current traditional urethane balls can't be used. Purple Hammers and obviously other companies have their own bowling balls. You've seen them on TV, I'm sure, in pro shops and leagues. All gone. Can't use them on the PBA anymore. So all the ball companies now have the task of coming out with a replacement because they've got to give their touring pros and their staffers something to use in PBA events, and also for other bowlers as well. There might be other local tournaments or things that might restrict what you can use, just in case. So ball companies now have to come up with a replacement. So what we've all been thinking for the last few months is, okay, well, they're going to have to make a traditional urethane ball that's 78 hardness. If a ball's 78 hardness, is it going to hook? Like plastic balls are like 83. Is a 78 urethane ball going to be good? Is it going to do anything? So we're going to get into that, and we're going to talk about the 6 burning questions about the new blue hammer that you need to know for when this ball comes out to see if it's a ball you want. So first, is it urethane? It says it right on the ball, not urethane. Easy. Question 1 is answered. So, okay, there's a little more. It's not urethane. What is it? I don't know. Hammer hasn't said. They haven't actually said is it reactive? I don't know. It's not a blend because it's not urethane. Apparently there's no traditional urethane in it, I guess. So if it's not urethane, it's not reactive. It's not a blend. It's not plastic. What is it? I don't know. That's the best I got for you. Sorry. But what matters is it's not urethane, because the PBA rules say that traditional urethane balls have to be higher than, or 78 or higher on the durometer on hardness. But so that's question 1. But we go to question 2 because the PBA rule actually says 2 things. 1, it says traditional urethane can't be 78 hardness, but it also says urethane-like. So you'll actually see that. It's in their report, in their rules. It says urethane-like equipment. Well, what does urethane-like mean? I mean, that could be anything, right? Any ball's urethane-like, I guess, if it just doesn't hook. Is that what it means? Luckily for us, the PBA has defined this. They've told us that a ball is urethane-like, even if it's not urethane, if it absorbs oil in a certain amount of time that's too long. And they've set this time at 45 minutes. If a bowling ball absorbs oil longer than 45 minutes, or I should say if it takes a ball longer than 45 minutes to absorb oil, it is urethane-like, and it also must be 78 hardness or higher. So is the new blue hammer urethane-like? And the answer to that is no. It does not take 45 minutes for the new blue hammer to absorb oil. It will absorb oil in less time than 45 minutes. And that's important because that means it's not subject to the 78 hardness rule. A, it's not urethane, doesn't have to be 78 hardness. B, it's not urethane-like because it doesn't absorb oil in 45 minutes or longer. Doesn't have to be 78 hardness. So Hammer did a pretty slick thing here. Instead of saying what we all kind of thought was, okay, well, will a urethane ball at 78 hardness be good? They said, we don't care. We're making a ball that's not urethane. So it doesn't matter if it's going to be good at 78 hardness because it doesn't have to be 78 hardness. And that's really some slick thinking by their R&D department. So they can make this ball at the reactive hardness of 73. Now, what's the hardness of this ball actually? Don't know. They haven't said. Obviously, it's probably going to end up being something around what most reactive balls are like. I'm guessing 73, 74, something in that neighborhood. Which brings me to question 3. Well, what core is in this ball and what are the numbers of it so we can see how it will react? If it's going to have the softness of a reactive ball, what else does it have? So this ball, the new blue hammer, has the same exact core that the purple reactive hammer has. Not the purple urethane hammer, which doesn't flare very much, the purple reactive hammer. That's called the LED core, and it has an RG of 2.586, which is pretty high, but more importantly, it has a differential of 0.027 in 15 pounds. And that means the ball is going to flare some. Not like the purple not like the purple urethane hammer, which really didn't flare. This is going to flare some. So you're going to actually be able to hit more of the surface of the ball while the ball's going down the lane. And that's important because it helps your reaction. More times, the flare equals hook, basically. If a ball has more flare, more of the cover of the ball is going to be touching the lane, and less of the oil that's on the cover of the ball as it gathers or it goes down the lane is going to be touching the lane. So you're going to get a little bit of flare out of this thing. And it also means you can do some slick things with layouts because you actually can make this ball flare a little bit. So layouts, stronger layouts on this ball are going to impact it more than a stronger layout on the purple urethane hammer did, because the purple urethane hammer didn't really have much core. So that brings me to question 4, which is one of the things pretty much everybody wants to know, because one of the things that bothered everybody about urethane, or a lot of people, will this carry oil down like urethane? I mean, people complain about this all the time. You go online, on the forums, on videos, in leagues, people, they cry and they moan, oh my God, you're destroying the lane, blah, 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 you're carrying the oil down, blah, blah, blah. So will the new blue hammer carry oil down like urethane? Well, I mean, obviously it's going to remain to be seen because we haven't seen them go down the lane, in leagues and things. But initial suggestion is that it shouldn't, because it flares. And because it flares, it's going to roll over and track over a different part of the ball every time, rather than tracking over a part of the ball that already has oil on it from earlier revolutions going down the lane. And also, because it absorbs oil faster than a traditional urethane ball, maybe some of that oil gets sucked into the ball as it's going down the lane. Now, obviously, we're talking about 2 seconds, 2.5 seconds. I don't know how much it's going to matter. Maybe a little bit. Who knows? But you shouldn't see this ball carry oil down as much as a traditional urethane ball does. So patterns should hold up more, which is good because it helps patterns stay true to what they were designed to do for longer. So question 5, is this a replacement for the purple hammer? Do I need to trash my purple hammer and get a new blue hammer? And there's 2 answers to this question. Answer A, if you're a PBA member, yeah, this is your replacement for a purple hammer. You can't use purple hammers anymore starting in January. So you have to use something, can't use purple hammers. This is what you're going to want to look into. The new blue hammer is basically your new purple hammer. If you are a PBA member and you're bowling in a PBA event, regionals, PBA 50, the Pro Tour itself, whatever. Can't use purple hammers anymore. Can't use other companies' urethane balls. Take a look at the new blue hammer. Maybe this will help you out for those events. Now, if you're not a PBA member, it's up to you. Purple hammers are still perfectly legal. You can use them. Use them all you want. Have a good time. Use 14 purple hammers. Go ahead. But maybe you want this too. Maybe it gives you a little different reaction than the purple hammer. Maybe it hooks a little more. Maybe it hooks a little earlier. Maybe it flips a little more. We'll see. I mean, we've only seen a little bit of what this ball can do on the lane. Now, Hammer's released their video. You can check it out on Hammer's Facebook page. If you go to hammerbowling.com and you go to the page for the new blue hammer, they've got the video up there. It's got a couple of their touring pros throwing the ball. I know I saw Kevin McCune was in there, Justin Knowles. So you can see kind of what this ball does in a few shots, but it's going to take a few days for the balls to get out into people's hands to actually see them in person or see longer videos of what they're going to do. Now, question 6, our last question, is probably the most important one because it doesn't matter what the ball does. if it's not going to be good and react kind of like what the Purple Hammer gave you. Will this ball react like a Purple Hammer? I don't know. We'll find out. I mean, like I said, Hammer's got their videos out, and you can check those out and see. I will be doing my own review video of this as soon as I get mine in a few days. I'm actually going to get 2 of them. I'm going to put 2 different layouts on them, and I'm going to compare them to these balls, which is the current Purple Hammer, a Pink Widow urethane, and 2 Kentucky Purple Hammers from 2018, I think, maybe 2019. I think it was 2018. And I loaded these up with surface. As you can see, these things are like almost white. So I'll put a little oil on them and get some of that, you know, white out of them, and they'll be a little more normal. But you'll get to see kind of what current urethane does, and then how the new blue hammers will compare to that with 2 different layouts. One layout a little weaker than the other. So until that happens, actually, you know, hey, now's a good time. Subscribe to my channel, please. You can get a notification of when this video goes live. I'm really looking forward to making it. It's going to be really interesting. I think we all can learn a lot from what these new urethanes are going to do, or new not urethanes are going to do, compared to what the old ones did. And you can decide for yourself if you think that the new blue hammer is something you want in your bag. If you already have a Purple Hammer, do you want this ball too to put with it? If you don't own a urethane ball and you were thinking about getting one, maybe this one is something I should get instead of a Purple Hammer. If you're coming up in the ranks and you are about to start bowling PBA events, remember, you can't use Purple Hammers. So this might be something you really want to check out, because not bringing a urethane type reaction with you to a PBA event can sometimes be fatal. So you want to give yourself the best chance to compete. You got to have something with that shape in your bag. So check out the new blue hammer. The release date for the new blue hammer is going to be in November, and you can check that out on my channel. Again, you can subscribe and get notifications. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I appreciate it. It really helps me out. And until next time, we'll have that video out hopefully next week when we get our balls in. So until then, we'll see you later.